around the camp that were in different levels of skirmishes. Some simply growled at each other. Others threw warning assaults with their claws. More chased each other through the air. "They're demon dragons," Nathaniel argued. "It's what they do. They fight. They aren't pansies, like the dragon elite who dance around and create peaceful solutions to stupid mortal problems." Tanner slid his hands into his two big jean pockets and shrugged. "Yeah, I guess. It seems they're more agitated lately." His words came on the heels of a roar from one of the dragons fighting for dominance that echoed across the camp. The top 3 ranks were set, but the other positions were still up for grabs. The dragons knew it and were busy determining a pecking order. "It's this damn heat," Nathaniel complained, and slid his long-fingered hand over his forehead to flick away sweat. "It isn't natural for us, even the dragons that can stand it." "Maybe that's why the dragon elite live in the north," Tanner reasoned, then shook out his short brown hair. Sand flew from it. "I heard their place is in Scotland." "Scotland would be too cold for me," Nathaniel muttered bitterly. The way Tanner or anyone else knew that information was because that's where these dragons had hatched before escaping the Gullington. They couldn't go back because they weren't part of the dragon elite anymore, but they also hadn't wanted to be. However, what the dragons had learned during their time at the Gullington had been invaluable. Now they and their demon dragonriders were that much closer to achieving the boss's plan. "The desert is a rotten place, too, though," Tanner complained. Nathaniel couldn't argue with that. "We're going to find a new place for the camp. Then we can really take over." Tanner laughed but gave the other man a look of uncertainty. "Yeah, I'm looking forward to being on the beach, surfing and hot chicks in bikinis." "There won't be any chicks once we clear the land," Nathaniel shot back. "Only demon dragons and us in our new territory. That's the way the boss is setting it up." Tanner managed a grin, but the younger man was obviously intimidated by the second in command. "Yeah, it's a good plan. I think it will work. Then imagine how much we'll rule." Nathaniel shook his head. "I'm going to rule. The boss will definitely rule, but unless you get a different pair of pants, then no one will take you seriously." "I like these jeans," Tanner complained, and glanced down at the stone-washed pants that were rolled up 3 times at the ankles. "Yeah, they're all right, but next time take them off a guy your size," Nathaniel advised. Then popped up the collar of the shirt he'd taken from the mortal's house they raided the day before. He looked forward to the day where he didn't have to do his own thieving. Once everything was in place, that would be the way. First, they had to secure a new home base, and that would involve a little more strong-arming. Well, a lot more. Once the elves had all been pushed out of their land, though, it would all be worth the effort. Chapter 2. "Hiker, would you please pass the gem?" Ainsley pointed at the other side of the dining table in the castle's hall. He nodded while still chewing his toast with crumbs in his beard, then picked up the bowl of strawberry preserves and handed it over. "Here you are." Hiker kept his chin low as his eyes briefly whisked up to meet Ainsley's, and 1,000 seemingly hidden emotions fleeted to the surface. She blushed and took the bowl. "Why, thank you."
"Dearest Wilder," Evan began in a stuffy voice, "will you please do me the favor of passing me the beans? I will be forever grateful to you and endlessly in your debt."
Wilder batted his eyelashes at the other rider and hazarded a crooked smile.
"Of course, and the pleasure is all mine."
He picked up the bowl of steaming, hot-baked beans and gave them to Evan. Sophia, sitting next to her boyfriend, giggled until she caught the annoyed expression on Hiker's face. She stuffed a muffin in her mouth to cover her reaction. Hiker rolled his eyes and glanced at Ainsley.
"Nothing has changed since you left. I still lead a bunch of immature few hundred-year-old dragonriders with little hope that they'll ever grow up."
"Sir, Ainsley was gone like 6 whole hours." Evan hid his laugh. The sigh that fell out of Hiker's mouth made his beard flutter.
"It was longer than that, and you know it."
"My apologies." Evan wiped the corners of his mouth. 8 hours, sir." Mama Jamba pursed her lips and glanced at the other men before saying,